So it is perfectly possible to share an SD card between these two systems, or if you have two PCs or anything, you can use an SD card that you have games downloaded to on that PC. You can just put it into the Ally or into the Steam Deck, vice versa, whatever. If you have two computers, you can basically share those games amongst the two computers. The first thing I did when I got my Ally was put my Steam Deck SD card into the Ally to see what would happen. When I went to the Xbox app, it showed my games that were downloaded previously, so Halo Infinite was on there. It registered it. I was able to launch it and play it without any issues. When it came to Steam, I was not able to see the games that were on that SD card initially. It was just kind of showing the SD card on there, and it was saying that it was filled up with things, but it wasn't identifying the games properly. But I did find a workaround even for that. Before I go ahead and do that, I do want to point out that yes, I'm still not putting an SD card directly into my Ally. I recently made a video on how my SD card got messed up by putting it into the actual Ally and downloading a game. So I do believe the issue is with the Ally itself and the card reader and how it interacts with your cards. I don't think everyone's card is just bad. It just makes no sense to think that way, especially when the cards work everywhere else except the Ally's specific reader. So for this video and kind of how I've been doing this is with an SD card reader. I will be using this USB-C hub. This one does not have pass-through charging, unfortunately. I do have one that does. But if you want to do this and you want to make sure your system doesn't die while you do this, make sure your hub has like a charging port or a USB-C port. Before I got any further, I just wanted to show what games I have on each device currently. There is some overlap with Call of Duty because I do have to use an SD card hub, and I'd rather not use that when playing Call of Duty on the Ally. That's why I have it on both systems right now. I also have BattleBit on both, but honestly I'm going to get rid of it on my Ally because I mostly play it when it's docked anyway, and I don't mind having to only have it on my SD card, my Steam Deck's SD card, and just plug it in here when I'm playing it. So for this video specifically, I'm going to be using Destiny 2. I'll be launching Destiny 2 on the Ally. I do not have Destiny 2 downloaded on there at all, and I probably won't ever download it. I'm just going to be using this SD card method to play this game instead of having to take up space over there. I'm going to go ahead and exit Steam over here and exit Steam over here. I'll make sure it's closed over here as well. It looks like it's fully closed. I am using one of these SanDisk Nintendo Switch specific cards on my Steam Deck, and it works perfectly fine. This is a 512 gigabyte model. It's like the Animal Crossing one. It works perfectly fine to download and play all my games on the Steam Deck, and it's going to work perfectly fine to launch Destiny 2 on the Ally. It'd be nice if I could just use my Ally's card reader, but it's fine for now. Ideally, in the end, I'm going to just get a 2 terabyte SSD and put it into the Ally, and I probably won't ever use the SD card slot, to be honest. Our SD card is in this card reader. Now I'm going to go ahead and plug this in up here. What did I forget where the plug was? There we go. I'll go ahead and move the Steam Deck out of the way because we don't really need it for anything right now. Alright, everything is plugged in. And now I'm going to show what happens when I go into Steam on here. Over here on the storage screen, as you can see, it's only showing what's on my internal SSD and what's on Steam on the Ally itself. It's not even showing the SD card. There is a way to add the SD card on here, and I've had it pop up, and even then it just shows everything that's on the SD card as other. Even when I have Steam games on there, like it wasn't showing up, it's not showing those games in my library. So, you know, for a little bit I gave up, and then I was okay, I think I know how to fix this, or at least a workaround for this. Make sure everything's closed, make sure it's also not open in background. Make sure we completely shut down Steam here. So instead of launching Steam through the Ally, I'm going to be launching it through my Steam Deck's SD card, where I also have Steam downloaded along with those games that I've, showed earlier. Let's go ahead and head to that SD card on here. It's right here. I have a Steam folder. It's the only thing on my Steam Deck's SD card currently. Alright, now that I'm in the SD card folders, I'm going to want to find Steam, the actual Steam app. It should be right here. Steam.exe, it's the application, and that is what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and launch Steam this way versus actually using the Steam I have downloaded on the Ally. It's going to verify the installation, and then it's going to open up, and it should have my Steam Deck games on there. Took a little bit of a second there, but there it goes. Alright, it has launched Steam again. Let's go ahead and head into big picture mode. It even launched it with the startup movie that I had on my Steam Deck. And here we are. So now when I head over to library, I will see all of the games that were on my Steam Deck screen a minute ago. Let me go ahead and launch Destiny 2, play, and it's going to open up without any issues. All right, so I do hear the game in the background here, so it should be open. Okay, there it is. You could just do that. There we are. And the game is running perfectly fine off of that little SD card over there. No lag, no performance weirdness. It's actually perfectly fine.
The Guardian has landed. I'm at our old LC.
And I will have a future Destiny 2 video for anyone curious or just wants to see me play the game. Here, I'll give you guys a sneak peek of how good this game actually runs on here. We're at 57 frames, not bad. And we're on performance mode. So around 60, 58, 57, not bad. I just want to shoot something before I exit the game because I'm not going to sit here and play this the whole time. Enemies. There we go. Perfect. Quick scope. There we go. But yeah, Destiny 2 running off of my Steam Deck's SD card. Go ahead and quit the game now. I don't have to re-download Destiny 2 whenever I do play for that video, which is awesome. I can now put this card right back into my Steam Deck and we're all good. It's gonna be nice not having to re-download every single game to both of these devices. This is how I've been sharing my Steam Deck games with the Ally. That's pretty much it for this video. Hopefully you guys found this enjoyable, informative, something. As always, thank you guys for watching and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.